Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman, Adventures with Rhiannon with Stardew Valley, Retired Slow Play, part number 101. Can't believe we're already here. The 12th day of winter and year number 3. And for those of you who are new to my channel, while I'm doing my morning chores, I'm going to do a little housekeeping. First off, I want to welcome all my new subscribers. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting every morning when I pull up my YouTube app and check it out while I'm having my breakfast and a cup of tea. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's more of you. And so it makes me so very happy that more and more of you are finding me interesting. So thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate you, and all of my subscribers who've been here since very early on. I know I've got some really long-term people that are just hanging there with me, watching my videos, making comments. I appreciate all of that. Sometime during this video, there's going to be a secret word of the day. So if you will, use that secret word down below in the comment section. And don't say the secret word is this. Use it creatively, please. And play along. It'll make me smile, because when I see those, I just smile. It's like, that is so cool that someone would listen to my video, hear the secret word, and take the time to make a comment with it. So thank you so much for doing that. I want to mention that this is a retired slow play, and what that means is I slow down and enjoy the game. I'm not power gaming, I'm not min-maxing, I'm not going to have 1 billion gold or 1 million gold or whatever it is by the end of the first year. Instead, I am slowing down, enjoying this game in a relaxed way. Now, that does not mean I do not have a plan. I'm not just playing willy-nilly here. I have a plan for this playthrough, and the plan is going to be to play through to 100% completion. And soon in the game, we will see how we can see how far along we are, what our percentage is, and that completion has to do with the content that you've done. And we'll be able to see that and then pick up those extra pieces and finish out. I have never completed the game. I've never played to the end. I have played, I had an 11-year farm, which was my main playthrough, and I think I've played that for about 6 years, and I found out after I could that it was about 86% completed. So I decided when I started my channel, when I was looking at games that I wanted to share with you all, that I wanted to share this game. So I decided to start over, and I did. And this playthrough will be the first time I've gotten to 100% completion. So this is not a blind playthrough, and I don't believe in doing false advertising and saying it's a blind playthrough when it's not. I have played through most of the content that you've seen so far in the last 101 episodes. There have been some surprises, and when those happen, I tell you, things I had never seen happen before. And so that's always exciting when that happens, especially when you've played a game as many years as I have. But when I get past the point of that 86%, it will be the blind through the rest of the way, and I will tell you when that happens. And I wanted to ask you, if you have not done so, to please subscribe to my channel. Subscribing and liking the videos, making the comments, all those things lets YouTube like me better. And if they like me better, then they show my content to more people. So I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. There is a community tab located on my main, I don't know what to call it, my main YouTube channel page. There's a community tab there which I use to make announcements so everybody at the same time. Because otherwise, unless everybody's listening to my videos, they're not hearing information, they're not listening, they're not hearing things I need to tell you. Sometimes it's important stuff. Like I just recently posted a subscriber incentive that I will start putting my face on my videos, showing not live streams, but showing myself playing the game, showing my face reveal if I get when I get 500 subscribers. So I just made that announcement and posted that video on the community tab, so go check that out. There is an about tab that has my schedule, And my schedule currently at the time of this video is Mondays and Fridays, 11 a.m. American Eastern Time. I'm posting an episode of Stardew Valley. On Wednesdays, 11 a.m. American Eastern Time, I post an episode of Kinseed, which is a wonderful, wonderful game that I absolutely love playing. I highly encourage you to check it out. And Stardew Valley, of course. Also located on my main YouTube channel page is playlists. So I've broken down the playlists by game, obviously. So there's a playlist for Stardew Valley, playlist for Kinseed, or whatever games that I have there. There's also a review playlists, and I've done some reviews of games. I've been asked to do more. People kind of like them. I think they're horrible because I did most of them before I really learned many skills with creating videos and things, so they're not really great, but the information is pretty good, I guess. And people have asked if I'm going to do more of that, and the answer is yes. In the future I will. When I come across the games that I want to review and the time to review them, then I will put more on the playlist. But go check out what's there for now. And if you can help out a retired gamer, there is a Patreon account. There's a link down in the video description that has a link there, and anybody that can help out, that is wonderful. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. This is what I call my retirement gig. So a lot of retirees have something to supplement their income, and hopefully someday this will be mine. So the most important thing is that we are just going to have some fun. So while I've been rattling on here with the housekeeping, I've been doing my morning chores, and I got them all done. Same basic thing every day that I do in the morning times. Ooh, cryptic message. You found someone is waiting for you at level 100 of the Skull Cavern. So remember I told you guys that we need to continue saving our jade? That's why. We got to go to the 100th level of Skull Cavern. So we did level 25 in a previous episode, and I showed you how to do that very quickly. For those of you who don't like fighting, who don't care about the monsters and creatures and what they can give you, I just went straight down using staircases. Well, we're going to do that again. Clint, why is it you're not here half the time where are you, Clint? I don't know. I have to look at his schedule sometime. Speaking of schedules, down in the description, there's a number of links that can help you while you are playing the game. And right now I'm checking the special quest board. This one is an advanced game quest board. There's an easier one up above by Pierre's. I'm watching that special quest board because there are some things that I want to get, special things, and I'm looking for a special quest. It seems to me that board changes over, I think, on Sunday. It's either Sunday or Monday. We'll find out, not to worry. So what I started to tell you is that in the description of my videos, I've always got some helpful links depending upon what the game is and what links that I use for myself. In the case of Stardew Valley, I have the official Stardew Valley webpage, which is the one that Concerned Ape does, and it gives all kinds of information about the game, talks about what the game is about in a better way than I can even describe. And sometimes there's announcements and things there. There's a wiki, which is insanely awesome. There's nothing you can't find. So if I'm trying to find out when Clint is going to be open at the blacksmith shop, I can go there, type in blacksmith or Clint, and I can get information that would tell me exactly where he is on Friday, the 12th day of winter, for instance, or on a rainy day. There's sometimes rainy days change the villager schedules. So there's all kinds of things on that wiki to help. There's also an official Stardew Valley forums, which are incredible. I've been around gaming for over 30 years, and there are some of the best and most helpful people on those forums. They never criticize. They're always helpful, even for some of my stupid questions that I ask that I'm like, I should have known that. They are very, very helpful. So I encourage you to check out the forums, create an account, say hello, and if you tag me in it, then I'll be happy to say hello back. And my username is Rhiannon. which I use on just about everything. Again, this is Adventures with Rhiannon, because if I'm allowed to name a character, if I'm allowed to create a character, the character's name is Rhiannon. That's a game name that I've used for, oh, I don't know, since 1998 probably. And there's reasons behind it, and I've explained that in a previous video, but not today. So today what I'm doing is I'm kind of reorganizing things for spring. I'm ahead of schedule. I got a lot of miscellaneous stuff in this spring seed box, but I wanted to get the spring seeds down here where I'm going to be able to get to them more easily. So I'm starting to propagate the seeds for the upcoming season. As I've said many times, one of the goals for the game, or you can have your own goals or none, you can play your game however you want. For me, one of my goals is to become self-sufficient. And that means to me that anything that I can make or find myself, I don't go buy it. I make it myself. So for instance, these seeds, I don't want to have to go buy seeds from Pierre's. I want to make my own. So I've held back on using the cauliflower in the preserves jar because it makes pickled cauliflower, which is the most lucrative spring seed. So anyway, that's one of my rules for myself, is to be self-sufficient, and I'm working towards that. I hope that I will be for year number 4, but at this point I'm not 100% sure. I do know that we will have to run and get some tulip seeds. I only have 1, and I know I needed 2. You want to plant flowers around your bee houses, and we've got 2 little areas of bee houses, and I put 2 flowers in between them, and I stupidly did not collect them at the end of last spring season, so I'm going to have to go buy tulip seeds, and I grabbed the one that I had. I have a reason for it, and I'll show you here in just a little bit. So, well, I'm also wanted to make a few more of the casks for the cellar, and so let me show you what I'm going to do with this tulip seed. I'm going to plant it right there at the end of the bed. Now, I should explain about tulip seeds, and I have in the past, but it's been a long time since I've talked about it. When I was a child and I went to my grandmother's house, she had a piece of property with a great big yard and a huge side yard. And in that side yard, she had this huge evergreen tree. I mean, it was massive. At least as a child perspective, it probably was. I've never seen such a big evergreen tree. And at the base of that evergreen tree, in a huge, huge diameter, and to me it was 12 or 15 feet in diameter, I don't know how big it was for sure, she planted tulips. Tulips are grown from bulbs, and you plant them in the ground in the fall. And in the springtime, they burst into color, and she had all different colors of tulips that you can possibly imagine. Tulips are they're just spectacular, and they indicate spring is here. And daffodils are another one, but tulips are what she grew in that garden. And her tulip garden, I couldn't look forward to seeing it more than anything in the springtime, was my grandmother's tulip garden. And tulips last a very short period of time. Once they bloom, they're gone within a couple of weeks. They don't last very long. So she would spend all this time creating this tulip garden for 2 weeks of spectacular color. And I just thought that was special. It was very special to me. And so I love tulips, and so I'm putting a tulip right there. And in the top left-hand corner of the house, if you go up the stairs there, which you can't see right now, I'm wandering around, I'm gonna go fill my water can. There's going to be tulips. I'm gonna grow more tulips in my inside garden there, which is like a little greenhouse that I'm growing at the top of the house. So I don't have any other purpose for that other than it's gonna be a very comfortable and beautiful place to be. So eventually I'm going to get some more tulip seeds. I don't have to buy them. So that's why I planted that one at the end of the bed. Once you have to water it every day, and then once it matures, you don't have to water it anymore. So that's my story of my tulips and why they are important to me, why I get excited about them, and why I love them in this game. So fortunately, when in this game, when they mature, they get to stay there the rest of the season. So you can see right there below the sprinklers is where I will be planting the tulips for springtime for the bee houses. So if you plant flowers around the bee houses, then they make the honey worth more. So it just depends on what you plant, which flowers in the springtime. I think tulip are the most. I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I'm planning anyway. I'm chopping these trees down and getting them out of the way. I'm still kind of debating. One thing I was thinking about planting in this area over here, if I don't need to plant an area for hay, which I'm not sure, I'm thinking about planting trees for chopping, specifically for chopping, so that when I need wood, I don't have to go down south of the farm, or because there's all those trees off to the left on the bottom left that you can't see right now. Those are going to be gone. I got something I'm going to plant there. So that's why I'm looking here and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about purposely planting trees for chopping down and, planting like first group and let them mature a little bit and then put more seeds and do that group so that they kind of are alternating out and just keep replanting them. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyway, if you got any thoughts about that, go ahead and make a comment down below, but that's what I'm kind of thinking. The area below our fenced in area, I've got an idea for that. I've said before that I'm going to do a progression screenshots, probably when it gets spring here, to give an idea of what this farm looks like now. We'll do what it looked like on the first day when we planted our 15 little parsnips, and then we'll do a current shot of what it looks like now, and then I'll show a screenshot of my 11-year farm, and that kind of gives you an idea of where we're going with it, because I'm mostly following that 11-year farm as a blueprint, and I'm changing a few things here and there. Just as I come across them, or I find a better idea, for lack of a better explanation. So it's going to be mostly what that looks like, and I'll show you that soon. But I do want to wait until springtime when we get everything planted, so you can kind of see what everything looks like. This area up here is going to be I love this huge aquarium, but this is going to be our sewing area. We're going to eventually get a sewing machine right there next to the spinning wheel, and we'll be using the wool we're getting from I think it's coming from the bunny rabbit, which is kind of funny. We'll be using the wool to create cloth, and then we'll sew some clothes, and I don't know how much we'll get into that. I never really have, but I had some ideas for things that thought would be fun, and that's something I haven't done yet, so I thought it'd be fun to experience it. So go ahead and go to bed. I do go to bed around 10 unless I'm doing something else and like I'm out and about, but I'm done and it's a good time to go to sleep. It's when Harvey goes to bed, and now we're in the 13th day of winter in year number 3. So normally what I do is the first thing is I go check that calendar. I did these morning chores without talking about them. Today is a nothing day. Tomorrow's Harvey's birthday, so I kind of want to check that. Checking the TV, trying to make sure I haven't missed any recipes. You get recipes a number of ways. You see the TV has them. Every once in a while it would say Queen of Sauce and it would give you one. I think I got them all the first year, but I'm not 100% sure, but I want to make sure. And then you get them from as gifts from the villagers as you make better friends with them. And you can see I'm going to water the coffee plant. The coffee plant will have to be watered in perpetuity. It's kind of a pain in the neck. I could probably go plant that somewhere else, but I like having it in a convenient location where I could take the coffee seeds or coffee beans and put them in the fridge. Eventually, we'll get a coffee maker and be able to make Harvey his most favorite thing. So, we still got our geodes, and hopefully Clint is in business today, but we'll go find out after we get the morning chores done. And we're going to run around, make good friends with your animals. I was just watching a video of a person that plays Stardew Valley. I love watching their videos. They're funny, they're different, they give me ideas, and I learn things. And they do a real different farm setup than I do. They don't have fresh grass for their animals. They only have silos. And all of his animals were unhappy. See how they're giving me love hearts right there? All of them gave him angry emojis above their head. So, and what had happened was they ran out of food, and he wasn't petting his animals. So it's important to pet your animals and feed them. The hay that you see on that bench back there, that comes straight from the silos. So if you only feed them through the bench and silos, then you got to make sure the silos are full. And so for me, I have this grass areas, these 2 big grass areas that I let my animals explore and eat out of during 3 seasons out of the year, and they're only cooped up in their buildings during the winter time. So I want to make sure that those silos have enough. Right now, I know I have enough. I've been checking it randomly throughout the winter to see where we're at, and we seem to be fine. I do have a backlog of extra hay that I had gotten, and it went into my, it's in a storage chest up there by the bed. Oh my gosh, people, look at this. We've got 11 bottles of wine, and we've got 11 pieces of aged goat cheese. Right now I'm looking at how many more I need. I think I need 2 more casks, and so we're gonna go make a couple of more, and that will make a total of 15 in each row. So we're going from 11 to 15, and that again, it's just going to increase our monies exponentially. I've waited on that because I wanted to make sure that I had enough produce and wines to fill them, and now I'm confident that I do. So oh my gosh, that is so exciting. So now we're up to 15, but look at all of these. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to show you these. This is ancient fruit wine and the aged goat cheese, which I think we've had that before, but now you're going to really see what kind of money we're talking about. Right now I'm double counting it. So yes, I had 11. Yes, I added 4. Yes, it's 15. So from now on, we need to have 15 of whatever to put back in the casks. So let's do aged goat cheese. I'll do that as I'm going to see if I can keep up with the production on that. If I can't, I'll use just the regular cheese, but it doesn't give us as much. And I want to get the star fruit wine. I want to start with that. So we've got, oh my gosh, how exciting is this? So I make a mistake here, and I want you to see what happens if you accidentally, I did not mean to fill that. So I can take my axe and chop it and get it back out. So if you do make a mistake like that, you can immediately fix it. It's like, okay, I got to go slower here. And the reason was, normally it's not, I can go really quickly, but down below I had some empty casks that I had put on that bottom row, and I don't want to fill them yet. I want to wait until those wines are completely ready, and then I'll refill them down there. Now when I go to this top row up here, this is going to be easy. There's no way I can make a mistake because I've already filled all of the casks down below it, and I can just run along and click, 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 click. There we go. And just in case you did not know, in case you haven't seen an episode, in case you haven't played this game, it takes 54 days from the time I put these wines into the casks until they turn into iridium quality. They turn into silver, then gold, and then iridium. You can take them out at any time, but it's really worth your time and money to wait it out. That's going to be one of our big money makers. As I said, we're going to be starting to hang on to the wool that we're getting from our bunny rabbit. Our bunny rabbit is kind of a strange little guy. He gives us wool and rabbit's feet, which is a little bit creepy. Did he have a spare rabbit foot? Why does he give us rabbit feet? I don't know. So I wanted to point out those 2 things that I just put in there so that when we look at the money at the end of the night, you're going to go, oh my gosh, now I get it. You're going to get it totally. So that is going to be the wines, the starfruit wines is going to be our biggest money maker. Ancient fruit wine is our next biggest money maker. That's going to be our huge money streams right there, revenue streams. And there's other ones because I like variety and I like doing different things, but those are going to be the biggest. That's where we're going to make the bulk of our money. So again, checking my fish ponds. Well, we got a new one. Hello there, little guy. So that's the rainbow trout, and we are hoping the rainbow trout will give us a very special item. So we're going to hang out and wait. In the meantime, they gave us a rainbow shell once. Checking people's relationships. I'm going for 8 hearts with each villager, and we are getting there. I was checking to see if I could give anybody a gift. You can only do it twice in a week, and I've already maxed that out. Now I could go around and find the next 4 people, but I just don't work that way. I kind of stick with the 4 that I'm working on, and go from there. I use my time for other things. Winter's a great time to make friends, by the way, because there's less things to do. I know that people have complained about winters, not me. I got plenty of things to do. I go to the mine. I make friends. I reorganize my farm. 3 stone, really? Clay, 1 piece. Oh, come on, these are geodes. Okay, I'll take the gold ore. And that's a mineral, and another mineral, and 1 more. I was checking to see if you can hold your mouse down there. It shows you if you have seen one before, and you see it'll say Gunther can tell you about all of these things that you just saw, that we've already taken one to the museum. So the museum is a really big quest thing. We have to fill each time you get something new. The first one is going to tell you to take it to Gunther. There's a few items that you shouldn't take that one to Gunther, i.e. the dinosaur eggs. When you get your first dinosaur egg, do not take it to Gunther, even though it says you should. You need to make more dinosaurs first and then take him the dinosaur egg. There's a couple things like that you just don't do. Prismatic shard is another one. You want to make sure you take that prismatic shard and do something very special with it, which we've done in a previous episode. And by the way, in my episode titles, I try to put super highlights. So if you don't want to watch all of them, you can scan the list of videos, all the previous 100 videos, and look at the titles. It'll give you the highlights. The descriptions give even more highlights as far as anything special that happened, that kind of thing. So I do put chapter markings in my videos just in case you want to skip around, but I hope you won't skip around. I'm trying to make my videos short enough, though, that people will watch all the way to the end for a number of reasons. I want you to see my stuff. I want you to hear my hilarity. Okay, I'm not so funny, but sometimes. I want you to see the game, but it also helps YouTube like me better when people watch to the end. So I would like for you to use the word skip down in the comments. That is the secret word of the day. Use the word skip down in the comments. Do not say the secret word is skip. Use the word skip down in the comments. But please do not skip around. Watch all the way to the end. You never know when something cool, interesting, different, and fun is going to happen. You never know. So we had aged rainbow trout roe. So that'll be interesting to see how much we get for those 21 jars of aged rainbow trout roe. So interesting. Another revenue stream. It's not a huge one. The roe isn't. It's kind of a side benefit because really I'm just trying to get the special item that rainbow trout can give, which I'm not going to tell you. I want to wait until it happens. I don't know if I've ever had it happen before, but that's okay. I only have 1 fish pond for that. The rest of the fish ponds that you saw down there are for propagating coral because we use that to make the deluxe speed grow. Again, you can purchase deluxe speed grow, but I will not. Not when I can make it myself. So I'll wait. I know. 224 of 480. So I think we're doing pretty good. It's the 13th day of winter, and so we've got 15 days left. And if I was concerned, I can always put extra in there, but I think we're doing pretty good. So I thought I'd come back in here, double check. I don't know if I'm going to have enough cauliflower seeds. I hope so. When my farm is in full swing, I will be preparing like 600 total of the main crop seeds by the time the season starts. I will have that many in storage. At this point, I just don't have enough yet. It's going to take a little while for us to get that many. I'm hoping this year to have half of that, to have 300, because that should help us plant. It should let us plant our entire planting field. So I'm not sure 100% how many I need. I probably ought to count it out. I keep saying that and then I never do. But I try to have 600 of the main crop and then 200 of what I call the secondary crop. Generally I plant the main crop obviously in the middle area, planting area, and around the edges I put the crops that have multiple harvests, like strawberries. Once they mature and start producing, they produce all season long. So I put those on the perimeter of the planting area. So no, I don't want to eat it. I want to put it in the seed maker. Boy, sometimes, no, I don't want to eat it again. I don't know why that it turns me around like that. I'm sure it's just me, or it's my crazy mouse that I still haven't replaced that I've complained about forever. So we're doing okay. I'm getting mixed seeds there, and that's fine. I need those for crafting, but I need to get more. I have 115 cauliflower. I want to try to get 300. I don't know how many I have left. I need to leave those 3, the regular quality, gold, or silver quality, and the gold quality. I want to leave those in the chest for place markers. It drives me crazy to have to move things around. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit of OCD-ness there, but not too much. It doesn't ruin my life. Mixed seeds are good. We use them to make our fiber seeds so that we can grow fiber. And our fiber right now is very plentiful, but we're going to be using a lot of it. And I love growing it. It's so much fun. What I'm doing now is I'm selecting a few items to put in the aquariums. So eventually, it's not going to be my end all of what's in those aquariums. But I wanted to put a few things in there just to see what they look like. And when you put in the fish and stuff in the aquariums, you can see them. It's so funny. So it becomes kind of like look at my cool items. So there we go. Got an eel swimming back and forth. That's not a special eel of any kind, but you know, let's see, can we put a crab? This one you can only have certain ones. So there's a crab and an eel. And let's go over here and see if what we can put in this one. That was one of the legendary fish, and I had checked to make sure. A crimson fish, you can only catch 1 crimson fish in your save file on a save game. 1. So that's called a legendary fish. Say hello to Harvey. Harvey's so funny in the things he says. He sounds so doctorish. So anyways, eventually these aquariums will hold special items and not just random items, but I wanted to put a couple things in there just because I thought of it. And I thought that would be kind of cool to have in there. So that's why I did what I did. So I wanted to make 4 more to, I didn't think I had finished out all 3 of those rows. And so when I came down here, I realized, you dodo head, you've already done it. But that's okay. We're going to have extra ones in, we're going to have at least another row below the current row. We're also going to have some along the side here. And so we're going to have a lot more. We're going to have just enough room really to get around in. And so it was okay for that I put those there. I thought I needed 4 more for that one particular row. I'm like, oh, you dope. That's okay. It wasn't a waste. It wasn't a waste of making them at all. So I'm working off of the workbench there, which you can buy from Robin, which is just an awesome, awesome tool. Staircases. Takes 99 stone to make a staircase. Not going to do that. We can make 10 packs of 4 fiber seeds, so 40 more fiber seeds. Not going to do that. Tea saplings. I'm just kind of looking at the different things you can make. This workbench, as long as you have resources in the chest to make the things that are not grayed out, you can make them. So you can see that takes a red, purple, moral, and a central, I think that's how you say that, mushroom to make that item. Well, I don't have any mushrooms in my resource chest. The warrior ring, the yoba ring, the iridium band, that's one that we need to make. But we need 50 solar essences and 50 void essences to make it. So we're going to be really watching that. I've been giving the wizard some of those void essences, but I'm going to try to stay above 50. And I think we got some the last time we went to the mine. We got some more void essences. So we're going to hang on to that. I really need 51 in the chest before I make that ring. But that is it glows, attracts item, and increases your attack damage by 10%. That is a no-brainer. That's a ring we need to have. So we're gonna, I wear a glow ring on one finger. Well, this replaces that and adds a whole bunch more stuff. I think I actually have a vampire ring which attracts items. So I could replace the glow ring and the vampire ring with this ring, and I have higher damage. So I think that is an absolute must. So we'll get there. We just have to wait until we have enough of the solar and void essences. So let's double check our calendar for tomorrow. Harvey's birthday. Put it in your brain. Don't forget it's Harvey's birthday. Yes, we have already 14 hearts. We also got this night market coming up, which I've kind of not gone there much. I don't think I even went there last year. I'm not even sure. This year I've got a very, very important reason to go to the night market. So when we get there, you need to pay attention to that because I need to go. Oh my gosh, look at this, 50,000. What did we get? Okay, we got 36,000 for 11 bottles of ancient fruit wine. We got 10,000 for 11 pieces of aged goat cheese. So now do you see why that is going to be our big moneymaker? Yes, it takes a long time to make it, but holy cow, 50,000 overnight. That is incredible. And that brings us up to 406,000. It is now the 14th day of winter in year number 3. And as always, we say good morning to family, talk to Harvey for a second. I think that talking to him would keep your relationship up to the max stars, but I still like to give him a gift on occasion. Whoops, that was not intended. Oopsie-doo, I was trying to water the tulip until he missed it. I need to water the coffee plant. Here we go. I probably ought to I just realized I should put that coffee plant by the refrigerator. So let's see how many episodes it takes me to realize that I need to do that. All right, and I'd already said good morning to him, and we're gonna go outside and check the mail. Starting tomorrow, the traveling merchant fleet will be at the Pelican Dock for yearly night market, and it's there for 3 nights. The market starts 5 p.m. each night. So this year, we're gonna go. That cryptic note's really bugging me. That cryptic note says we gotta go to the level 100 of the Skull Cavern, and I'm going to ignore it until I have enough staircases to successfully get to the bottom without killing or being killed. So, being killed being the operative phrase. Oh my gosh. I am so funny to my own self. All right, so we're going to continue on with these morning chores just like we do every day. And come over here and love on all of our animals in the coop. There's a poor bunny rabbit who keeps giving his feet. I guess he's growing extra ones and he's just giving us the spares. I don't know. Kind of creepy if you think about it. All right, a duck feather. And eggs, of course. Plenty of dinosaur eggs. Of all the eggs in those, dinosaur eggs give us the highest quality, or the most profit. Profit? The most money for the type. But I kind of mix it up because if you don't, dinosaurs only give you eggs every 7 days. Oh my gosh, it's ancient fruit harvest day. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, I can't wait to see how many we get. It's so exciting when we get our ancient fruit harvest day. I believe it's 72. We have 24 plants times 3, and I believe that whatever it is. Yeah, I love it. That's gonna where we make our big monies on the farm, and they're all in the greenhouse, so they'll keep growing. By the way, we do have 2 new trees growing over to the right, and to be honest with you, I don't remember what they are. I know I bought 2. I know I bought the cheapest ones I can get, and I don't remember what they are. I know they're not apple trees because I already had an apple tree. So we'll have to find out what they are, and we'll have to go buy more eventually. I want to have all fruit trees, and so that we can grow all those fruits right there. We can grow all of those ourselves. We just have to get the trees. So we'll get them eventually. And let's check and see how we're doing on our cauliflower making processes. So I'm going to grab those 8 real quick. That's how many seed makers we have. So, you know, I can just pop them in there. And I've heard people say that seed makers are a waste of time, and I totally disagree with you if your plan is to be self-sufficient. So my plan is different than what your plan will be. That's one of the coolest things about Stardew Valley. It can be your own plan. So my own plan is I want to make sure that I am self-sufficient and don't have to buy seeds from Pierre. That's my rule for my own self. And you can make your own rules for your own self. To me, it adds to the game to have those rules for yourself. And I wanted to double check. Yeah, I didn't have anything, just a row in there. So those rules make it more of a challenge for me. It gives me a goal. It gives me something to work towards that's very specific. And so that's why I've done that. That's when I first started. That was when I first started my first main playthrough, which was 11-year playthrough. That was one of my first goals, is to become self-sufficient. And I did. I just don't remember when that happened. So I'm hoping that it's year 4. We will see. I know I'm not going to have 600 cauliflowers by spring because I don't have enough cauliflower. So, but we might have enough for the first planting. If we do have enough for the first planting, we can run the rest of them, the ones that we harvest, through the seed makers and replant, and then we won't have to buy any cauliflower at all. So that would be a success. And hopefully I have enough strawberries to plant around the perimeter. I don't know yet. I've never gone through and counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be, I don't know. I should do that. Should and do are 2 different things. But I don't like shoulding myself. So I'll get to whatever I get to. We will see. You can see that our fiber is growing so beautifully in the winter time. You don't have to water it. You don't have to do anything. You just plant the seeds and just wait. So, okay, let's see what we got here. There we go. And the extra one, there we go. If I ever want to go fishing, I got plenty of bait now. Oh my gosh, remember how when we first started in the beginning, what a pain bait was? We had to either buy it or we had to go to bug lairs and things and kill those awful bugs and to make the bait. And now we have a worm bin that we don't have to do that anymore. So thank you, Rainbow Trout, for the roe. We appreciate that. Be really nice if we got the special item. We did get that rainbow shell and we were very grateful for that. But really, we want a special item. So come on, cough it up. So let's see. I've got the winter forageables I don't get. You can't use the winter roots. You can't do anything with them. I don't think you can pickle them. So I don't know what to do with them. I just kind of keep them in the chest. I'm not sure about the other items. So I don't worry about reforaging them or collecting them. I needed some of them for completing the community center, but after that, it's like, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm not sure. So right now I'm keeping the pine tar and the maple syrup in this chest, and eventually we're going to have to move things out of there. It's completely full. There's an empty chest to the right, but I haven't decided my organization yet. So we will get around to it eventually and kind of move things around. And I also think eventually, I think we're going to get some more refrigerators in our future. It's coming up. So there's a little hint about that. More refrigerators mean you can do different organizations. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, so 13 cauliflowers and 2 mixed seeds. So today would be a really good day for us to work on our village relationships. So that is what we are going to do. I usually work on maybe 4 at a time, 5 at a max. And again, I'm working on getting those relationships up to 8 hearts. And that's not an arbitrary number. If the villager is a marriage candidate, you can only get 8 hearts if you're already married. You can't get more hearts with people. And I forgot to put the seeds. Oh, the seeds go in the other chest. That's right. So that's why I shoot for 8 hearts first, and that's what I'm working on with the villagers that I'm working with right now. I'm going to get 8 hearts with them. And so I generally, to me it's enough to work on 4 or 5 at a time. And there we go. I do have extra voids essences, and that's for the wizard. So we've got 5 that I'm going to be working on. I don't know why I moved it up to 5. Generally it's 4, but we are going to go ahead and go give our gifts today. And the things resets because you can only give 2 gifts. Ooh, there's Abigail. Stay away from her. My nemesis, Abigail. So we can only do 2 gifts per week. So we're going to go and give our gifts. Aww. It'd be fun to throw a snowball. Well, knock yourself out. You should just close the doors and go out there and do it. Oh, he's the only person who loves daffodils that I am aware of. It's like, okay, there's Caroline. We're good with her. So let's go see if we can find George. Go say hello to Evelyn and George. And there's no George. Where the heck would George be without Evelyn? Where the heck is George on Sunday, 14th of winter? Where the heck is George? Oh my gosh, I don't know the answer to the question. Then I thought, well, maybe it's his day to be at the doctor. Each villager has a day that they go to the doctor one day out of the year and for their annual checkup, which I think is kind of interesting and funny and an interesting detail. I don't know. I thought maybe he would be sitting in the doctor's office. I don't know where George is. Where did George go? So I'll look a couple places. If I don't come across him, then I can look him up on the wiki. But I'll make a couple of guesses here. In the meantime, let's go see if we could find Elliot, otherwise known as the Fabio of Stardew Valley. That's his little cabin. He's not there. I swear I look there every time and he's never there. But I saw some wormy thingies, otherwise known as artifact spots. And we're going to see if we can get any artifacts that are worthy of taking. What? A skeletal hand? That's an artifact. Yeah, Elliot's often standing here. He's going to scrub it. He's a clean guy. It's very interesting as you get to know him what he says. This is a beautiful gift. Thank you. It was a pomegranate, Elliot. You're obviously easy to please. So, I don't know. He was a marriage candidate, I do believe. But we chose Harvey because he's the only one that doesn't seem like a kid. And I've talked about that quite a few in previous episodes. My feeling about being a retired senior person who basically plays myself in games or part of myself in games. And, there's only so many people that are not kids in my eyes. It's like I watched Sam riding a skateboard and my grandkids are riding skateboards, so it just doesn't work for me. So, anyways, let's keep on going trying to find our people. Oh, there's Mayru. Mayru gets cauliflower. Let's run over and say hi to her real quick. Hello there, Mayru. I get so sleepy when it's cold. We'll go take a nap. Why are you sitting on a bench? Is that? Oh, wow. So she was excited. So what do we got left? We've got George and the wizard. Where the heck is George? And I thought, well, maybe he's back home again. I don't know where he was. He's there. I have no idea where he went on the morning of the 14th. Aren't you cold? They don't make sweaters like they used to. That is so true, George. We make him smile. Look at that. He said that's my favorite thing, and George smiles. That's huge. George is such a grumpy guy, but we made him smile. I have a personal life goal in real life, and my personal life goal is to make somebody laugh every day. I try to I do something or say something to make someone laugh. That has been a goal of mine for years. And so in this game, to make someone smile, especially like grumpy old George, that just filled my heart to see him smile. It's like, yes, we made grumpy old George smile. So that's cool. So, I think he's the only one. I mean, there are some people that are kind of grumpy, but he was by far the grumpiest, at least in his things that he was saying when we first came to Stardew Valley. Uh-oh, it's Abigail. We'll go right along the edges and kind of stay out of her way. That's my nemesis right there, standing right there. Why is she standing by the wizard? He's my friend. Okay. Hello, wizard. I sometimes observe the local villagers in secret. That's kind of creepy. This is imbued with potent arcane energies. It's very useful. You're welcome. Is Abigail still standing there? Oh, she is. So we'll go right on the edges to avoid Abigail. I'm not going to talk to her. Shh. Don't tell her we're there. Abigail, my nemesis. Yep. What's in the way? Something's in the way. Stone. Okay. Abigail. Yeah, long history there, folks. So you have to go back and watch the previous episodes to see what happened there. Hey, it's the traveling merchant. Traveling merchant is how you can get things if you really need something. And you want to pay an absolute fortune for it. $500 for a yellow couch. No. Fruit salad, $22.50. So there is a purpose, although I don't know if I've ever actually purchased anything. I guess I have. Let's say if you need something for the community center, then you can sometimes get whatever that thing is there. The other thing is, if you start a brand new game, one of the options that you can select in the beginning is a little box that says community center available to open in the first year. The only thing that would keep you from finishing the community center in the first year would be red cabbage, because you cannot get red cabbage until the second year. You can't get those seeds. But if you check that box, then that traveling merchant sometime during the first year is going to have a red cabbage. So you could finish the community center in the first year. Now, obviously, I didn't care about that. That wasn't my goal. My goal was to finish it by the second year, which I did. I think I finished in the fall of the second year. So that is a use for the traveling merchant. So, but it's very pricey. Everything's very pricey. I may have bought a fish there one time that I needed for the community center, and I thought, oh, there's that fish. I don't have to go find that fish. It's right there. So anyway. All right, we're going to keep the charcoal kiln and the furnace is cranking along. We're working on our iridium bars. And let's see where we're at. We're doing pretty good. We need to keep working on iridium bars. We're getting our iridium ore from that Statue of Perfection, which our lovely grandpa gave us as a reward for having a number of things that we accomplished in our first year. So our first 2 years. So, you know, you had me talking about that in the first few episodes, and it was very important that I hit certain goals, because I knew that Grandpa, if I hit them, Grandpa would give me that Statue of Perfection. I hit those certain goals, and Grandpa gave me the Statue of Perfection, which I knew would give me iridium ore, which would remove the stress of having to go. Oh no, it's Howie's birthday. I gotta go take care of that. It would remove the stress of having to get iridium ore other ways, because there's only certain ways you can get it, and that removed it. I'm getting anywhere from what I think is a minimum of 3, or there have been 2 pieces of iridium ore, up to 8 per day. So I don't have to go to the mine. I don't have to go to Skull Cavern. I can go to the behind the shed and pick it up every day. So it was so worth it to do what I did. So that was the reason behind it. And I didn't tell you at the time. So one of the things that Harvey likes, not loves necessarily, but he likes, is these weird crocuses, or whatever they're called, which nobody else that I know of likes them, but he likes them. He doesn't love them, he likes them, but it's his birthday. Yes, I remembered your birthday. So while I don't have to give Harvey gifts to maintain our relationship, and I think just talking to him does it, I did anyway, because I'm a good spouse. So that's going to be the end of our episode. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you will, like my videos, give them a thumbs up. But, and if you can help out a retired geek woman, then I have a Patreon account linked down below. Most important thing, though, is I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day.